Hello, namaste. Long time no see. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, Temple of Balance on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all those types of places. And I trust that you're feeling good. I'm here because I need to update my how to use the healing energy cards because that other video is old and atrocious, the quality, I mean. So now we've got improved technology with, good morning. Now we've got better technology with microphones and video that I thought it's about time I did an updated how to use my healing energy cards. So that's why I'm here. I've got a brand new box here to open and I'm going to run through the cards. I'm going to talk in depth about how you can use the healing energy cards. So first of all, these are a deck that I created. This is the third print run, this box that I'm holding, the second edition. So the first edition, the first print run was released in 2008, in June 2008, and it only consisted of the first 32 cards in this deck. They were printed locally, they had square edges. I had 32 boxes with a stack of card 1, a stack of card 2, a stack of card 3, etc. And I used to have them all lined up along my kitchen bench, and I'd be getting card 1, card 2, card 3, and actually making a deck up and then putting them in a little plastic bag. And I sold those on eBay, mainly, and on my website. So they didn't come in a box, they didn't have rounded corners or anything. So that was my first print run. So that was 500 decks. They sold out in a couple of years, I think. Then my second print run, which was when I increased the cards to 48, I think, or 55. I don't know, we went to 48 at one point. But anyway, let's say 55. I actually won a small business grant because of People's Choice. So you might remember in 2012, people voted for me and I actually won $5,000 through Suncorp Bank. Very grateful, and part of winning that, I actually put all of that money towards printing my second edition, which we had printed professionally, and came in a box, rounded corners, and the deck was around that time up to 55 cards from 32. So I was able to keep the retail price cheaper for $19.95 because of that grant. So those 1,000 decks went very quickly because they were cheaper. I won that grant, and the cards are very popular. And then this is the third print run, which we had done 2014, I think. So we're now down to the last 100 decks or something. So I'm preparing for an overhauled edition. So we still have these now, and a lot of people are still using these. Your box may look a little bit different if you've got the second edition. It's not quite the same picture on the front. Or if you've got my very old ones, you'd have the square edges and just 32 cards. So that's a bit of the background. I started these cards, or I created them, because when I started on eBay in 2005, I saw that a lot of people needed help. And I just couldn't physically help everyone. So my aim was to create a tool that people could use to help themselves. So I haven't created these to sell in shops. I haven't created these for the market, because that's a whole different ball game. When you create cards to be published professionally, they just want things that are going to sell. So they have to look pretty. They have to say the right things. They really are tamed to suit the market because they need to sell. So that's what published products do. Because these are self-published, I create these more with the intention to help other people, which has been my intention all along. And I think that's why they're so powerful. And people, it's not uncommon for people to pick these up from the letterbox in the package still and feel their hands buzzing with energy. They are really quite powerful with energy, these. So they've been created from the heart and from my willingness to help people. So I'm opening a brand new deck. They come in plastic and in a tarot style box. So let's open these. Tarot style box, not really designed to keep your cards in all the time. I mean, I use mine every day, many times a day. There's no way I would even keep them in a box. Mine are kept out open right beside where I work because I access them all the time. So that's the box. You can keep the box if you want or chuck it. It's up to you. Now, you've got 55 cards plus a little information card that comes with the deck. It's just a double-sided information card. There's no booklet. The reason that there's no booklet, it was my intention not to have a booklet, because these cards are very much about helping you trust your intuition. There's lots of information on these cards. You see writing here. The overhauled deck is not going to have that, but these currently do. The overhauled deck will come with a book. This current deck doesn't. So there's just information here about how to use the cards, blah, blah, blah. You'll find on that card, so you can just chuck that. I chuck mine because I don't need it, but you might want to put it aside or something. So then we have our 52 cards, brand new, straight out of the box. They feel stiff and new and smell nice because they have the nice printing smell. So these are all in order, this particular deck. So to start, when you first get your cards out of the deck, I would be, an interesting little print spot there. I would be looking at each card and connecting with it visually and just getting a sense of feel of it. So I'd just be going through all the cards and really taking note of the ones that are like, ugh, I don't like that. A lot of people don't like the ancestral healing card. Why? Because they don't want to look into the family issues that they have. And so I'd be looking through, maybe putting aside the ones I love and maybe definitely putting aside the ones that are a bit confronting. The other typically confronting card is this. A lot of people look at this and go, I don't like it. I don't even want to see it. And I say, well, how do you feel about your past? Do you have issues from your past that you are struggling to face? And they're like, yeah, I don't want to look back in the past. That's what this card's about. So basically, go through, check an initial check to see what's good, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And just because something doesn't feel good doesn't mean it's going to feel like that forever. And it also doesn't mean it's bad, because these cards are designed to grow and evolve with you. So as you, for example, with that 17 card, the time tunnels, that's quite confronting. That's the one I see most people confronted by. As you have the courage to use this card or just simply look at your past, release the baggage and the burdens that you carry, how you see this card is going to change. So it reflects, it's based on art therapy, it reflects back to us as an individual what our issues are. So we might look at this one day and love it, and then we might look at it another day and feel something really sickly from it. There's something that's been stirred up within us or within you about whatever it is that that's talking about. So you can go straight to specific cards in the deck and work with them personally. So for example, because we're talking about this card, if you are dealing with past stuff and you've got past issues and memories coming up and you're dreaming of the past and you're thinking about it a lot and it's coming up in conversations, you may want to go straight to this card in your deck, as confronting as it might be, to help shift that old stuff and move it out of your timeline. So basically to free you up. You can work with several cards at a time, or you can work with just one card. How I would work with them is I would keep them, the card or cards I'm working with, close by for at least a few days. And close by, sometimes if I'm resting, I'll put them face down on my body. Not the whole deck typically, but face down on my body, the cards that I'm working with, to just help influence and shift that energy that's coming to the surface within whatever I'm being confronted by. So I think of these as tools to support our self-healing journey. So we can use them personally to help ourselves, which is mainly why they were created. We can also use them professionally. So I use them in my healing work. I know a lot of people that use them in their healing work too. I know psychologists that use them with their work that they do, readers, counsellors use them as well, massage therapists. So depending on what sort of work that you do, but they can be quite deep. So what else do I need to talk about? On my website, first of all, on my website, you'll find out about the cards. They're not available in shops because they're self-published and they're self-distributed. So we do ship them worldwide through our website. The last decks of this old version, which is the current version, I'm sorry, they are on sale at the moment. I'm clearing these out, making way for the new overhauled deck. So on my website, you'll also find in the blog tab, there's a drop-down menu, and you'll find some new spreads that I've made specifically for these. The resolution spread, intimacy spread, and please help me spread when we're in a really low space and we just need help. We can go to that spread, grab our cards, and get some insight into what's going on. So they're not really designed for readings, but you can use them and they'll add a healing slant to the readings or guidance that we might need. So the resolution spread I find fantastic. So this is if I'm feeling a bit muddled, I'm not really sure why I'm feeling this right now, what's the issue behind it. Things like the resolution spread can help us see more clearly what the issue is, how we're dealing with it, and a solution, a way to approach or tackle this particular issue. So they can be great tools to support not only energetically shifting stuff, but also help us see things from a different angle, a different perspective. So I'll probably think about more things to talk about as I go, but I want to run through just the cards really quickly in regards to which cards will help with what. So this is based on my experience. These cards have been out for now 11 years, nearly this month. If it was June, I could say this month. Nearly 11 years. 11 years probably when you're watching this. So I've got a lot of experience behind these. So I kind of get a feel of what they can help with. The card 1 expansion, and please know too, I will say now, this is a guide only. This is not designed to replace any medical advice or any medical needs that you have. This is just a guide only based on what I've noticed and my experience. See if it works for you or not. So this is not gospel, it's not scientifically proven, it's just what I've noticed over the years, and I work with these every single day. Card 1, enchantment. This is known as a sleeping pill card of the deck. So you can pop this card under your pillow or your children's pillow and see if it helps support your sleep. It's quite funny. Very early on, this was detected as the sleeping pill of the deck. So if you need help sleeping, grab this card from your deck and see if it works for you. I do put healing energy cards under my pillow. Before I continue, I'll just let you know how I use them because I forgot to mention that. I do place them on my body when I'm in physical pain, when I'm in emotional instability, when I just feel like I'm moving to a new level and I want some support. I will grab 1, 2, 3, 5 cards and place them on my body face down. I will sometimes sit them in front of me when I'm working so I can see them or have them just in my area. Pin them on my wall. And I definitely put them under my pillow. So there's one card I always have under my pillow, and that is the abundance card. Card 39 is always under my pillow to help clear any blocks I have with my flow and any blocks I have in receiving abundance. So that's always a must under my pillow. And then I usually shuffle the rest of the cards and I randomly pick 4 cards that I need at this time and just randomly pick them out. I look at them, assess them, write them in my journal, put them with the abundance card and put them face up under my pillow. Now, some people find that a bit too intense. They can't even have one card under their pillow because they are quite high in energy. So it depends how sensitive you are. So you may want to put your one card next to your bed or your one card under your bed or somewhere nearby, and then start bringing them in a little bit, a few more each time as you feel more comfortable with them. So, yeah, or you can pull cards out and do reading spreads. So card 1, the sleeping pill of the deck. as a guide only. Please don't let it replace any sleeping medication, but you can try it and see how it works for you, and same with any of these. This is card 2, the soul chakras, and this is great for balancing and grounding and any issues with the feet. So if you've got feet issues, ankle issues, you could go straight to this card. If you need help with balance, with alignment, with grounding, I would also go straight to this card. Card 3, expansion. This helps us tap into the star energy within us. So if you're open to your star connections, then this is a great card to connect with. And it basically helps us expand from our limitations, the limitations that hold us back. It's an expansion card. There's also, I've also used this to in healing, to it's almost like a time tunnel that opens up. We can travel through time energetically to help us heal or tap into new energy. So that's card 3, expansion. Card 4, ancestral inspiration. This is for healing through the bloodline, simply healing through the bloodline, healing through the ancestral line. So if you're dealing with family issues, for example, that would be a great card to go to and work with to help support your healing through the bloodline. Card 5, self-acceptance. This was specifically created to help with weight loss, and this was part of my experiments in first getting this deck together, was seeing how effective it was, how people reacted to it, different people reacted to it. We had quite a lot of success with weight loss. So this is basically the card I would go to if I was working on losing weight, physical weight, emotional weight, energetic weight. Also, this is about helping us feel more accepting of who we are. So if we're feeling a bit low about ourselves, I would go straight to this card if I was feeling like that. Then we've got self-searching. Now, if this card comes up in a spread, it usually means we're looking too far outside of ourselves for answers, or we're giving our power away, basically. So this reminds us that everything that we're looking for can be found inside, and to start turning our gaze inward instead of finger pointing, blaming, giving our power away externally. So I would go straight to this card if I'm struggling to connect with myself on the internal and really reflecting and connecting with who I am. Card 7, self-love. This is self-explanatory. This is really about a card to go to if you're struggling to love and accept who you are, and if you want a softer, gentler, really supportive card to help you during your self-care time. Emotional healing, a little bit the same, but this is more on an emotional level. This helps us connect in with the I within the emotional storm that's taking place around us, and helps bring more calm and stability to us on an emotional level. It can also help stir up or inspire our creative energies. The accomplishment card, I see this as a reminder of our journey and to stop and enjoy the view sometimes. So this is especially important if we feel like we're just constantly going uphill and we're getting tired of our journey. We might not be being recognised or acknowledged for the effort that we're putting in. This is reminding us to stop on our journey up the mountain, enjoy the view, catch our breath, count our blessings, and to revive ourselves so we can keep going. Mind thoughts. There are a couple of these cards in the deck, and you'll see another one similar shortly. This is about helping clear our mind of mental energy that we might be carrying, negative thoughts, a messy mind, negative thoughts, just ridiculous thoughts that we tend to think. This is a card you can go straight to if you want to get your mind thoughts in check. If it comes up in a spread, then there might be a lot of mental energy that's active in wherever that position that card falls in on your spread. This is card 11, the Goddess Awakening, and this really brings through new beginnings and finding the courage to step into the unknown and step into the new and true. So I would go straight to this card if I'm about to start something new, if I'm about to step into change and I feel a bit scared or a bit resistant to change, then I would go straight to this card. So new beginnings. We've got spirit message. This card comes up really to remind us about, or to pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities that are always around in our life as signposts or guides that guide us on our journey or confirm that we're on track. So when this card comes up, or when I will go straight to this card, as if I need to look or pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities to really remind me that everything is okay and that I'm going in the direction that's right for me. Card 13, meditation. This is, I find, a card to go to if I just need to stay focused. It's a great focus card, and it's not complicated. It's a simple focus. So not focusing on all this stuff that we've got to do, but it's just a simple, okay, let's just stay focused on the task at hand and then focus on the next task that we're doing. So a great card for focus. And I'll be putting this video onto YouTube for reference. It's basically a reference video that I'm streaming live. Card 14, male support. This was the only illustration in the deck I didn't illustrate. This is from my son when he was quite young, and it's male support. This is especially talking about the male figures in our life and the support from them. If we've got issues with male figures, then it might be important to go straight to this card. If we're dealing with male figure issues, authority figure issues, then I would go straight to this card to help shift that. But it brings about a support, a protection, our inner father protecting and looking after our inner child. We have cycles of change, card 15. This brings with it wind. And I'm not doing readings, sorry, but sending you lots of love. This is just a how-to video, but sending you lots of love. This is the wind card, cycles of change. It nearly always brings with it wind, and it brings through changes that come through quickly, like a quick storm that passes through, stirs things up, and then moves on again. So it can be a little bit disruptive, but it comes in very fast, and it moves out very fast. So that's the cycles of change. Go straight to it if you're having a quick change that comes in very fast. 16, recenter. This is about flow. It's about alignment. So it's about going with the flow and holding center. So if you need to stay centered, I'll go straight to that card. Card 17, time tunnels. This is about healing through the past to help clear up our future energy as well, our timeline. So this can be a quite confronting card, but one that's, I feel, is necessary in helping us move through and unlock ourselves from the past, from the karma sort of energy of the past. 18, rebirth. So this is about stripping away the old and allowing ourselves to let go. So if you need help letting go, I'd go straight to that card. Here's the other mental card. Card 19, mental healing. So this is about helping clear and support shifts in the mind and our way of thinking. Is our thinking supporting us? Is our thinking not supporting us? And that's probably something to think about. Going straight to that card for mental support. Depression as well, I'd go straight to that card. This is card 20, reconnection. So this is a really important one to go to if you're feeling separated, disconnected, or alone. I'd go straight to this card to help work on the crown chakra and help reconnect us again. Third eye opening. This is great if you're having trust issues, or if you're developing your psychic skills and psychic stuff, psychic skills, and want to increase your intuition or your psychic abilities, especially clairvoyance. I'd be working with this card, and it's quite powerful to sit face down here on the third eye chakra. So you can have a try if you like and see how that feels to you. Healing hands. This is the card I'd go straight to if I'm dealing with physical pain, physical issues. And I've had a lot of stories, a lot of feedback from people over the years who have used this card specifically face down on their wounds and their injuries with much success, clearing shoulder issues and things like this. So if my body was suffering through some type of whatever, I'd go straight to this card. This is what I would see as the physical healing card, one of them in the deck. Bridge between the heart and throat. This is for helping clear communication. So if you're having communication issues, that you're noticing, I'd go straight to this card. It helps clear the communication so we can speak up from our heart rather than create that channel where we're saying what we think other people want to hear. So speaking up from the heart and clearing communication issues, I'd go straight to that card. This is Time Tunnels, not Time Tunnels, Spiral of Grace, card 24. And this is about lifting up out of karma, the wheel of karma, where things go around and repeat themselves. When we catch ourselves saying things like, why does this always happen to me? Why do I always attract this type of person? That's been caught. My observation and experience says that's been caught in the wheel of karma. So this is about freeing ourselves of those patterns and lifting up into the spiral of grace. So there's a rising up of our energy with this, but also a realization of the patterns and clearing those. So a great card to go to if you're dealing with anything like that. Stability, this is a great one for grounding and just stabilizing our energy. So if you're feeling unstable, I would go straight to this card just to help influence and bring a bit of stability forward. Stillness, this is self-explanatory as well. This is about silence, stillness, listening, meditation. So if things have been a bit loud, a bit vocal, if you've been flapping off in your mouth a little bit too much and not really listening, and you've been noticing that, then I would go straight to this card just to help encourage and support my ability to be still and to listen and to observe. Freedom, this is mental freedom. So if you're dealing with obstacles mentally that aren't supporting you, I'd go straight to this card too. If your power and energy has been taken away because you've been feeding your very active thoughts, lots of thinking, lots of negativity, thinking ridiculous things that don't make much sense and aren't important, that takes your power away out of your body and you become very depleted physically and very exhausted and drained. So if you need to bring your power back into your body, and minimize the activity in your mind, I would definitely go to this card. Now, I would go to this card if you're feeling like you're not dealing very well with grief. This is certainly a card which connects with our loved ones in spirit. So this can support your grief. So go to this card if you are feeling like you're struggling with that at this time, or at the time when you want to go to it. Also, I see this white light here as helping flush out our spine energetically. So if you need clearing out or purging, then I'd go straight to this card as well. Lotus Heart Opening. This is about healing the heart. So heart wounds, love wounds, self-love wounds, relationship wounds, wounds in the family that affect the heart energetically, I go straight to this card. It's very supportive for heart healing. Creation, this is about new energy coming in. This is the blank canvas. What are we going to paint on it? What are we going to create with our life? So this is new. This is windows of opportunity. This is looking for options. This is fiery energy of creation. So if you're wanting to start something new but you're feeling resistant, or you have your own obstacles in any instance, financial, timing, mental obstacles, then I would go straight to this card. Reunion. This is our balance, the balance of the goddess. So the balance of the feminine. This I see as the masculine energy. So this is a card I would go to if I wanted to increase my assertiveness, my determination, my willpower. Those masculine qualities. If I wanted to embody those a little bit more in situations in my life, I would go straight to that card. Illusion. I also see this as a protective card. So if you're dealing with negative energy, attacks on the outside, if you've got people being harsh at you or critical of you, or attacking you in some way, whether it's energetically, physically, verbally, then this card can help support that. Of course, if it is physical or emotional, please seek help if you need to. Don't think of these as, these are just a guide. So I would use these to support, but I'd always back things up on a professional level if needed. Okay, the only card that changed from the very original deck is Rise of the Phoenix. And I love this. This is about taking our life to the next level. I'm going to read this because I love it. I find it so inspiring. It says, take everything to the next level, rebirth, new life, let go of the expired, emerge as your authentic you. You are creation. You create galaxies through your actions and intentions. Expand. So this is definitely a rising up, fire a light under your backside, motivation sort of energy in this card. So go straight to this if you need sort of a lift up, a revamp, a motivation to help you keep going. Passion, that sort of energy. Blossoming. So I see this card as sometimes it brings forward, if it comes up in a reading or you randomly pick it, it sometimes brings up that sort of pulling apart feeling physically before we're put back together again in a new way. So I liken this to how I'd imagine a caterpillar might feel being pulled apart and pushed and pulled out physically in the cocoon as it actually literally changes physical form into a butterfly. So there's that sort of feeling with this card. It can bring some aches and pains and this sort of pulling apart feeling in the body, but it's all part of the transformation. So there's a blossoming feeling with this. If you need support with your blossoming, with your transformation, then this will be a great card to go to. Oh, to encourage and inspire you to blossom. This is Healing Guide, Zia. And this card usually comes up, or a card I would go straight to when I want to go deeper into the flow and deeper into that flow of love. So I think of being in the flow or our life's path being like a river that we're either flowing with or we're trying to swim or walk up against. But it's a flowing river is how I see my flow. And with this card, I imagine that my river that's above ground kind of drops down below ground and becomes or connects with this deep undercurrent of love, this deep movement of an underground stream. So there's a deepening feeling here of love, of flow with this card. If that's something you're looking for, I'd go straight to this card. And if it comes up in a reading, that might be something about why it's come up for you. But always trust your intuition. Everything I'm sharing here is just a guide based on my experience over the years. So this is new life. A bit of a confronting one for people sometimes. This is new life, and it's showing that new life is present in our life right now, whether we want to see it or not. Sometimes it's confronting to see, and sometimes we're welcoming of it. So we've been encouraged through this card to nurture the new as it grows within us, to support ourselves, to nurture the new ideas, the new plans, the new dreams that we have, so that they can manifest and come into and take form. Cellular change. This is an interesting one to me because this is about the cells of our body actually transforming and changing and anchoring and bringing in more love, more unity, more wholeness. So our cells are changing when this card comes up. And if I'm feeling, sometimes I go to this card too if I'm dealing with physical injuries or issues too. If my physical body is struggling, I will probably go to this card too just to help my cells kind of regenerate, or my cells vibrate at a higher frequency. So that cellular change shows deep, deep healing and deep change. This is new vibration. It talks about new energy coming in, changes, improvement, that sort of thing. So a great card to get in your spread, but also if you can go straight to it if you want support in bringing new things into your life. Probably my favourite card of the deck. As I mentioned earlier, this is the one I constantly keep under my pillow. It's card 39, Abundance. And it really helps. It has this really uncanny way of helping shift blocks we have in receiving abundance. So abundance can come in many forms. Abundance can come in the form of finances, perhaps, or savings or discounts. It can come in the form of good flow, of opportunities, good health. Being in that space of good, fluent flow in our life is how I would see abundance. So this helps shift blocks or beliefs we have that we're in lack, that are blocking us from being in flow and being in abundance, an abundant state. So I keep this card around every day, and maybe you might be inspired to too. See how you feel. This is sacred love, and this to me is about connecting with ourselves deeper, a deeper level of self-love. Can also talk about relationships, but I find this one tends to talk about how we feel about ourselves. So I think of the self-love card, card 7. I feel this one is like the next level of the self-love card. So it's connecting with the sacred love of who we are. This is observation, but I see this as helping us stretch out of our limitations, our boundaries, and the things that hold us back, and letting ourselves grow into new territory. So really breaking down our boundaries, the unhealthy ones, our defenses, our limitations, our own mindset that's blocking our growth. That's what I'll go straight to that card for those reasons. Self-confrontation. This is a confronting card, as the nature of the title here. When this card comes up, it's reminding us to have courage to look in the mirror and see who we truly are, to come out of hiding. So if you're feeling confronted, resistant, like you're hiding yourself away or hiding yourself back, I'd go straight to this card, as uncomfortable as it is, to help push through those boundaries, those barriers, to help free ourselves. That's self-confrontation. I am expanding from the ego, the voice of our hurt and pain. So this is a cleansing, expanding from those issues that we might be experiencing on our in our day-to-day life. So expansion. Heaven on Earth, card 44. This is more on the vertical axis. So some of the cards I've talked about are more on our timeline, which I see more on a horizontal axis. This is a vertical axis. So this is about bringing heaven, spiritual energy, higher vibrations into our body on a vertical level. So it's about merging spirit with matter, heaven on earth, if you like. It's about walking our talk, being a spiritual being, whatever that might mean for us individually, in our body and in our everyday experiences. So this is about really anchoring our spiritual higher being into our body. Quite exciting. And whatever that means for us, it is very much a personal thing. This is the journey. I love it when this card comes up because it's reminding us here, I don't know if you can see, but this is like a figure and them just moving towards this unknown door. So this is our journey towards the unknown, and reminding us that we are supported and that we can trust in the steps that we take on our journey forward into the darkness, into the unknown, that we have that support there. So if you're facing something, if you're heading towards the unknown and you feel a bit scared, uncertain, I would go straight to this card to help encourage you to trust in the steps that you take on your journey. Now, this is the other more physical of the healing energy cards, card 46, spiritual surgery. So if I needed physical healing, if my physical body, if I had a sore throat, if I had menstrual cramps, if I hurt my ankle or something, I would go straight to this card and card 22, healing hands. These are the most physical healing cards in the deck and can be quite helpful in supporting our healing on a physical level. But again, please don't let this replace any medical stuff that you might be using to support you. This is a guide and something that can support those types of tools. There's no scientific evidence that this works. This is just, I'm just basing this off what I feel, what I've experienced, and what I've noticed in my years working with these cards. So if you sit here and feel that this is a load of mumbo jumbo, then just turn it off and go and do something else that you love. For those of you who are open to energetic support and help in this way, then you probably find these will be a great tool for you. So I'm not saying they're going to work for everyone. It will depend on your mindset and your own beliefs. And that's okay. Card 47, reflections. This comes up to remind us that things are coming together. Things may feel scattered, things may feel all jumbled up and scattered at this time, but this shows that the puzzle pieces are falling into place, even though we can't see them falling into place yet. So this is almost like a behind the scenes, things are working out, even though we may not see it in our life yet. So if things are a bit muddled and like the puzzle pieces are all over the floor and you just don't know which way's up or down, I'd probably go to this card just to remind us and support us in knowing that things are coming back, are coming together. Playfulness, this is simply about accessing or connecting with playful, creative energy to help lift our spirits. So if your spirits need lifting, I'd go straight to this card and use it to help inspire you to be playful, creative, fun. Listen to some music. Do what you do to help lift your spirits. Card 49, Truth. This is about cutting through illusion and helping us get to the truth of the situation, which can be confronting because without realizing it, sometimes we are more comfortable in the illusion. Sometimes we're more comfortable in the lies or in the lack of truth where we are not really seeing things clearly or honestly. Not that we might be deliberately being dishonest, but we just see things for how they are at the time. And sometimes we look back and think, wow, I was really living a lie back then and I didn't even realize it at the time. So there is a confronting energy with this, potentially, but it's very much about cutting through the illusion to see the truth, so we can see the truth in the situation. So if there's something going on under the surface, if you feel uncomfortable in a relationship or you're not sure what's going on and there's something really awkward about something that's playing out, I'd go straight to this card and let it cut through the illusion for you so you can see what the truth is. Not what your mind is concocting, because that's not necessarily the truth. So it's about backing up, letting the energy unfold, letting the truth be revealed, and going from there. So truth, throat chakra too, if you are dealing with throat chakra stuff. Support, card 50. This is just a nice comforting card to know and remind us that we are supported, that we are loved, and we have a whole team around us, in spirit perhaps, but also in the physical, that are supporting us at this time. So just a nice card if you're feeling alone or unsupported. I'd go straight to that card. Charging, card 51. This is for energetic reboost. It's for refueling. It's for getting our energy back if we've been feeling flat or depleted. But it may go in conjunction with other cards or other energies too. Like, for example, if we're giving our power away because we're blaming someone for hurting us, then we're going to be depleting our energy, and we might find that this alone may not help reboost us because we need to cut other ties or look at it from other angles. Just like if we're giving our power away to our thoughts, our negative thinking, then this card alone might not help replenish us because there's something else underlying that. So if we're feeling flattened because we've had an exhausting day at work, then this would be a card that I would go to just to help gently bring our energy levels back. Soothing. This is a great card if things have been feeling complicated and complex and drama-filled and rough seas. I'd go to this card if I need a bit of soothing and a bit of calm, especially emotionally. So that's soothing. We've got inner child. This is about really allowing ourselves to come out of hiding, to not hold back, to not shut what we're doing and shut ourselves away and do things so much in private, but maybe find the courage to bring the things out a little bit of what we do in hiding. But very much about our inner child and letting our inner child come out and play. So it can be quite a healing and confronting card, that one. Just depends what we're going through. And, oh yeah, the second last card, 54, this is manifest. This is about manifesting our ideas into reality. So these are about your dreams, your goals, your ideas. And I would work with this card if I was working on a project or if I was working on manifesting something so I can see it and experience it in a tangible way. I would work directly with this card to help manifest the things that I want to manifest. That's if it's in alignment with our highest truth, of course. And the last card, Tree of Life. You've probably seen this about. This is Tree of Life, and this is This is about enjoying the fruits of our labour. It's about enjoying the harvest, all the hard work that we've put into whatever it is that we've put into our healing, our projects, our planting the seeds of new beginnings that we've let nurture and grow, the healing process that we've been going through. This is about stopping now and just for a moment and enjoying the fruits of what we've created, recognizing how far we've come, what we've accomplished, what we've learned about ourselves. And this is about then moving into the new cycle. So it's a bit like, planting a seed, let's say an apple seed, nurturing it, letting it grow, letting it become a sapling, and then bearing its own fruit. Now we're enjoying the fruits, eating these fruits of something we've watched grow and nurtured and cared for perhaps. We eat this fruit. The seeds, we may throw the core out. The seeds then turn back into a regeneration. So the seeds go back into a seed and then the whole process starts again. But we started again at a new level. So it's like an expanding spiral. So when the seed is planted, we eat the apple. Then the seed's planted on a new trajectory of our spiral path. So then we move to a new level of, okay, now we're going through that new beginning again in a different way, nurturing, growing, and then enjoying the fruits of our labour. So this is the fruits of our labour. It's enjoying the harvest, but knowing that new beginnings are coming from this. So each fruit contains the seeds, unless it's been modified. Each fruit should contain the seeds, theoretically, of the next tree that is preparing to grow. So there's new beginnings in this, but very much about enjoying the fruits of our labour. So that's that. That's all of the cards, and I think I've pretty much covered everything. If you just joined in, I've just been talking about how you can use your healing energy cards. This is a reference video, not one that I would ever expect you to sit through, right through, but something to come back to if you are going through something and you want a reminder of, which card should I go to help me? How can I use this tool, these healing energy cards, to support my healing journey at this time? So I will be uploading this to YouTube. It will also be accessible on Facebook. So you might want to save the video, and I'll also put it up on my website. If you want to grab yourself a deck of healing energy cards, you can. They are available on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Look up the store tab and then the cards, I think it's Oracle cards tab, and you'll find these. They are currently on sale when I'm recording this video, which is the 31st of May 2019. They're on sale, and I'm currently making an overhauled deck and also the second deck of healing energy cards, healing energy cards number 2. If you want to follow that process of the overhaul and the new cards, please have a look on my Facebook page, Healing Energy Cards on Facebook, and you can stay up to date with the new cards as they come in and all the refining and news of them being printed and all that stuff. But it won't be coming till 2020 until these old decks are sold at the very least. So, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I've been talking for hours and hours, but this is my 3rd video today. So, actually my 4th. Thank you so much for being here and connecting. I trust that you enjoy working with your own healing energy cards and that they do support you on your healing journey. I think I said, but I'm not sure, so I'll say it again. Let them evolve with you. Let yourself see new things and feel new things from the cards as you grow. This is showing you how much you've grown. If you can look at a card that you were confronted by once and see it not as confronting or see it in a different light, it is showing you how much you've grown and changed. So let the cards speak to you in different ways. Let your intuition guide you with them. There really are no rules with them, so let everything that I've shared be a guide only or a starting point. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day, and the next video I do of this will probably be of the new overhauled cards. They're still 6, 12, 18 months away, so they're not coming anytime soon. I'm not that close to having them done. So thank you, have a great day, and I will chat with you again soon. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you'd want to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. So I'll connect with you again very soon. Bye for now.